G'day, Steve and Kerry from offthegridnoz.com again. This is another we'll call it 101.5 because we don't do 101 because we're not that smart. Stop laughing. Yeah, anyway, it's the second part of the battery banks. Alright, I did a short one of that battery banks that you may have unfortunately had the bandwidth bite the dust on if you watched it. Joke, joke. But yeah, a little addition to that. I didn't really mention about battery banks as compared with panels, if you're new. Alright, if you've been doing this stuff for a while, it's all just old news to you. But if you're new, as well as all the calculations the simple calculations, the oversimplified calculations I put in the last video, which were basically your battery bank voltage multiplied by the amp hours of those little suckers. The amp hours in total gives you an approximate wattage that you can draw on. As well as that, you have to balance out the fact that you might get a golf cart full of batteries second hand and they might be 1000 amp hour. Well, it's no good hooking that up to a couple of 200 watt panels, alright? It's just no good. Because what you need to do is balance, firstly, your budget, obviously, what you can afford to buy. In my opinion, I would buy, as many panels as you can get together and hook them up to suit the battery bank that you can then afford after that. It might only be a couple of 12 volt batteries or whatever, but if you only put two 12 volters in and they're 150 amps each, well, you've only got 300 amps of batteries. You really only need a couple of panels to probably keep those topped up. If you do the math, each panel 5 amps, 2 panels 10 amps, good day, 6 to 8 hours of sun, gives you the 60 to 80 amps. That will charge a small battery bank up in a couple of good days. Right, so that's the first part of batteries 101.5. The second part is if you do get a large battery bank, you have to realise that if you've only got a couple of panels, as I pan around past, this is what you do when you're doing battery stuff. You pan around past really technical looking equipment. It's only Victron 3 kilowatt equipment. It's not really that flash. Victron's really good gear. Give a plug to the people who provide this in Victoria for anyone. They're called Energy Connections. Good guys, really good. Good backup. Local purchase, local pickup in Victoria, in Melbourne. But yeah, back to batteries. I digress. Hey, what a ripper day. Look at that. Ooh, did you see that? Oh, what mad sunset. Yeah, I only worked for the man a few hours today. Came home early. Actually, you probably won't notice because, who gives a shit, but we cleaned up the crap at the back of the house there. Yeah, all the building materials, we cleaned it up. As I wander down here through the flare. Yeah, so if you've got a budget, look at your panels, look at the money you can spend. How's that flare? Hey, not bad for winter in central Victoria. Don't worry, we've had some pretty dull days. It's been pretty ordinary. Look at the panels, look at the money you can afford to spend on panels. You've got to do one or two things with your balancing act, your budgetary balancing act. Yes, I'm focusing on the sunset. You need to work out what money you've got, purchase whatever panels you need, or what you think you'll need long term, even if you don't hook them up straight away. It's no good hooking 10 panels up to one truck battery or one golf cart battery. The equation works backwards the same as it works forwards. It's no good hooking 10 golf cart batteries up to one panel, and it's no good hooking 10 panels up to one battery. It is a balancing act, and it really comes down to your personal budget. And if you've got a limited budget, all I can say is my first but my first requirement, if I looked at batteries again, I would look at the storage that I can afford to buy. The storage is the batteries. So if you can afford to buy 300 or 400 amp hours of batteries, you need to put a few panels on it. You need to put, a 500 amp hour battery bank will discharge to maybe 400 amps, So you're going to take 200 amps off on a good day. You shouldn't discharge batteries much more than about 60%. 50% as an absolute worst case, right? So if you're going to have to put 200 amp hours into your battery bank on any particular day because you've discharged it, 200 amp hours, you're going to need at least 3 or 4 panels to put 20 amps in on 4 panels, 20 amps in per hour on an 8-hour day, gives you 160 amp hours. That'll bring your batteries back up. You don't want a situation where your batteries aren't charged up because your panels aren't throwing enough power in. So it is a balancing act, and I could probably go into great more detail, but it is only 101.5. Bloody great day, eh? So that's it for batteries. Seriously, if you want a detailed question answered and you've got a amount of money that you have to spend, feel free to shoot us a PM or a message, or offthegridnoz.com website, email, whatever you want to do, you know, face plant, friggin' PM, wherever, on YouTube, put a comment up. We're all over the place. We're like the freaking proverbial plague. Hey, but look at this. Anyone that's watched our videos, outside the kitchen, outside the outdoor kitchen, look at that. No rubbish, no building site, not a ladder, nothing in sight. Do you believe that? We finally got to the point where, I know I digress from batteries, but you know, that's just what you do. I even built a little platform for my hydroponic storage container, and I'm going to mount the controls for the pump and stuff on there for the reticulated hydroponics, which are going really well. They're not reticulated yet, but they're still going real good. But yeah, did that, and we did this major cleanup. I tell you what, you know, you gotta create a friggin' nightmare before you get to heaven. Apparently. Yeah, no, you do. You have to make a big mess to do this sort of stuff. But we had a huge mess out here all the way along the front of the kitchen. As I pan around, oh, there's my shadow. Oh, nearly saw me. You wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, we got the little wood trolley there, but all the damn building materials, all the tools that were in the kitchen, all gone, all gone. We're just about finished. Been a long process. So yeah, batteries 101, balancing act. Balancing act that, and yeah, look, see, for all the naysayers, I've got no music running. Not yet. I'm waiting till I turn this off. But for all the naysayers, you know, the music helps the plant grow. All the plants love the music. But back to batteries, it's a balancing act. You need to look at the equation. The equation starts, as I said, I'll repeat myself because repetition is the way we learn. And how I bore the shit out of you. Kerry's just got home, so I've got to finish this really quickly. Or I'll stick her in the video and she'll go, no, 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 don't video me. But yeah, it's an equation that starts with budget. Then it starts with the accessibility to good value. You might have the money to buy a brand new battery bank, and that's all good. But if you haven't, and you are looking at a value bang for buck, and you are looking at used batteries or whatever, look at your budget, buy your batteries. The storage is a killer. It is the key. We can all have as much power as we want, even from a 1 kilowatt system on a fine day, but the storage unfortunately is the thing that causes us to all suffer when the sun goes out. And Kerry's home.
Hello. Hello.
She thought she'd get out of it.
Yes.
Where are you going, Kerry?
I've got your white vinegar.
Yes, I use white vinegar for distilling water. That's another story. Yeah, so you need to balance your budget as far as what you can afford to spend. And that means, perhaps in my opinion, look at your battery bank. Buy as many batteries as you can. Calculate the amp hours involved in the batteries. And then turn around and work out how many panels you can afford to bolt onto it. And if you can't, you know, I wouldn't suggest you knock back a good battery bank right up front. Maybe you don't hook the whole lot up, because I can't emphasize this enough. If you put too many batteries down and not enough panels, the recharge rate will not be good enough to stop you suffering battery failure or low battery. Oh look, the sun's just such a beautiful day in central Victoria in the Highlands. Yeah, but I should show up about the weather really, although I could make a good weatherman. Sunsets and weather, you know, shit, that works for me. But yeah, if you buy your battery bank and it's a big battery bank, maybe think about hooking half of it up or whatever it takes. Do the equation. Look at the, if you forget the figures, look at the prior video. You're only going to work out the voltage you're running. If you buy a big battery bank, you may want to think, and this is just a thought, you may want to think about putting a lot of 12 volt batteries in parallel and bumping up to 24 volts. It won't necessarily save you from a low discharge rate if you haven't got enough panels up there, but it might enable you to jump straight to 24 volt with your panels. That's just a thought. And remember, Stephen Carey run 12 volt for all our lighting and some of our pumps here. So we are advocates of 12 volt as well as the 240 standard issue 3 kilowatt system we have that runs all the 240 volt, right? But yeah, you really got to stop and sit down. If you trip over a really good battery bank cheap, and I've put a few up, you know, we've got, although the posts have probably been driven into the abyss on Faceplant, we've put a lot of links up from eBay where there's been some really good 2 volt battery banks that you hook up in parallel to create 12 volt, 24 volt, whatever you want. Those battery banks are great bang for buck. And you may want to buy one of those and only hook 6 of them up. They're 2 volt batteries, a lot of the ex-Telstra stuff. And you might want to hook 6 of those up to give yourself a good strong 12 volt battery bank. And then look at the amp hours that those 6 batteries have. And remember that you've only got 6 or 8 hours a day. You've only got 2 panels up there, it's only 10 amps. So you might want to put 3 panels up or 4 panels up. So you need to figure out what money you've got to spend and what comes along at the right time. And maybe it'll come along at the wrong time. That's just something that's a case by case thing. Like I said, you can always get to us from YouTube. Hang a disgusting, not a disgusting comment, but hang a nice comment on YouTube. Or you can face plant us. And we get planted on Facebook quite a lot, I can tell you. We mean well, we come in peace. We actually weren't born by the aliens, although sometimes I wonder. But no, you can get to us from offthegridnoz.com via the email contact form. And I can give you some personalised advice, if you dare take my advice. Remember, I'm only 61, I'm only a young bloke, I don't know everything. That's why I only do 101.5. Actually, it's 10.5. Not 101.5, because that would actually make us better than 101. I think I just did my head in then. Must be canned, oh, nearly said it. Must be distilled water o'clock. Look at that sun. Oh, I should get 1,000 thumbs up just for the bloody sunsets. Anyway, that's it from me and Kerry from offthegridnoz.com. We cleaned our building side up. It's all nice and tidy now. The hydroponics are going well, nearly ready to set the reticulation up. Cleaned up a lot of the mess around the back of the house. Me dog's sitting there, busy as usual. We're flat out here. Go on, Kerry, say bye-bye.
Oh, see you later, guys.
And what's our thought for the day all the time is, you've had a good day, I hope. And you're thinking positive, I hope.
Well, I've had a great day.
That's
I'm
right.
thinking super positive.
That's right. We live on super positive. That's what makes us obnoxious. And remember, after battery banks that I just went through, and I'm not going to repeat again, and I do have a habit of repeating things, but after battery banks and cleaning up all the mess and showing you the little seedlings that are going great, remember, when you look up in the sky, they may not be chemtrails. They may just be jet exhausts with toxins and all manner of fuel additives that blast out the back of planes. They may not be deliberate. They may not be politically driven. They may not be designed to kill us. But guess what? They fucking are. If you care about the things in the sky that seem to be like a little contrail, which they probably are, but those contrails seem to these days turn into big clouds. And I'm sure all the toxins and all the things that are in those contrails are not nice. And it is proven that a lot of the toxins from the stuff in the atmosphere, guess what? It comes down when it rains. And guess where that frickin' rain goes? Oh, hello, I'm off the grid. I shouldn't be talking about potential conspiracies. No, I'd rather talk about where that frickin' rain came from that fell in my tank that I'm now putting in a glass and having a drink of. And it just might have come from a shitload of normal, everyday domestic aircraft flying excessively above our... Remember the old days, right? You guys, some of you are old enough to know when cars were, you know, pretty much, you know, the old V8 Falcon and the old Monaro, and, you know, we were blasting carbon out the back of these cars like there was no tomorrow. And they brought in laws to stop cars polluting. They brought in fuel efficient cars. Why? Because they said the cars were one of the main pollutants. Let's not go with climate warming. We'll forget that for this one. Maybe the cars, as they were classed back in the old days, were just polluting little bastards. Well, instead of calling these things chemtrails and being bagged as a conspiratorial idiot, how about we just all look up and go, well, bugger me dead. Another plane went over, and the shit and stuff that's pouring out the back of it turned into a cloud. Well, I'll be buggered. Somehow that cloud is going to drift around up there and maybe drop the shit that came out of that exhaust on our head. Now, I don't know about you, but would you have ran behind the back of the V8 Falcon sucking up all those carbon emissions and all the shit that comes out of petrochemicals when they're burnt? Would you have been happy to just run behind that thing? Actually, I think there's a few videos on this. You know, put your car exhaust into your window. I think you'll fucking die. Now, people who go there is no atmospheric issues to do with jet planes and the crap that comes out the back of them. And yeah, some of us call it chemtrails. Look up what comes out the back of a car. It is a list of chemicals. Look at what comes out the back of a jet. People go, oh, it's just condensation. Because why? They run these fucking airliners on water. They do. They're all water-powered aeroplanes, and all they spew out the back of their motors is condensation. Oh yes, they've been around since World War One, World War Two. Actually, not World War One, because they were just propeller-driven. Oh, showing my age there. But yeah, they might just be, today, the same as the exhaust from the V8 Falcon. Maybe we don't want that crap falling down on us, and maybe we shouldn't call it a chemtrail. But when you burn kerosene and aluminium additives out the back of a plane, the aluminium additives, look it up, they're used to actually enhance the production, the efficiency of jet engines. When they burn this stuff and it turns into a nice little cloud that drifts right across the sky, and when enough of them go by and they near cover the sky, I think we might have a V8 Falcon issue here. I think the government probably should look at this the way they looked at cars that pollute. I'm just thinking this might be, oh shit, let's get outside the box for a minute here. Let's not just be bagged and tagged as a conspiratorial nut. Let's just go, we give a shit about the bloody air we breathe and what crap falls down on us in the form of water. Something to think about. And guess what? I'm going to shut the shit and hell up about that right now. One slight note before I end. OffTheGridNoz.com, the website. Off the Grid Noz faceplant. Off the Grid Noz YouTube. We are open to political. We are open to religious. We are open to philosophy. We are open to any discussion. I will not hear one more word. So help me, anyone puts one more bloody piece of politically correct bullshit up and tells us we can't talk about religion or politics or laws or government, I'm just going to ban your ass. Alright? Yeah, we've only got 450 people on the faceplant page, big deal. I'd rather have 50 people who give a shit than 350 or 450 who sit there and bitch like a bloody... bitch like a person. Oh, I nearly said it. Would I say bitch like a girl, Kerry?
You would say that.
Would I?
Yeah.
I know, but I don't mean it, do I?
Not
because I love girls, don't I?
You do.
I do love girls. Yeah, I'm really bad actually. But yeah, anyone sticks that shit up there again, there's going to be no debate, all right? I'm just going to bloody ban you and delete your ass or whatever the hell you do on Faceplant or YouTube, right? Not going to swallow that. We are open to discussion. We aren't narrow-minded bigots that frickin' go with the government line, the corporate line, the political line, the social fucking acceptance shit. We don't do that, all right? We're progressive and we're friggin' old. Some young people want to get a grip on some of our philosophy. But yeah, if you want to put some philosophy up there or put some attitude up there or put your opinion up there, I actually saw a post today on our Faceplant page, one of them, I forget which one it was, and the lady actually said that this is, what did she say? Oh shit, mental blank. This happens too. That's the aluminium falling out of the sky. Alzheimer's. What did she say? No, I forgot. All right, I'll have to save that for another video. How's that sunset? Did I mention that? Anyway, we haven't got the fire pit going today. Just letting everyone know. Stick your thoughts up, all right? I don't care if we get into a rip-tearing argument. We'll have an argument about how to grow a lettuce. We'll have an argument about which solar panel to use. We'll have an argument about what battery size to use. We'll have an argument about the material used to insulate your house. And by fuck, we will have an argument about whether the government laws are right, whether the political system is right, whether religion and philosophy are relevant today, or whatever you want. Right? If you don't like that, go play somewhere where they sing Kumbaya in the fire and only talk about lettuce production. I'm happy for you. I have nothing against that. But we go a little bit deeper than that. And on that note, it's cheers from Steve. Oh, what a ripper afternoon. You reckon where I'm going after I get off this is get straight back. I've got the loveliest bottle of distilled water to rip into. See, I didn't laugh. I hope you laughed. I hope you had a good day. I hope it was productive. I hope you're thinking positive. And I hope you remember that offthegridnoz.com, full stop period, across the board from whatever format you look at us in. We're progressive, we're thinkers, we're broad thinkers, we're alternative thinkers. We delve into everything. Alternative medicine, alternative philosophy, alternative everything.
Alternative histories?
Yes, Kerry.
Yes. I'm right down your road, Steve.
Yeah, what was that you said?
I'm right down your road.
No, alternative history.
Yes.
Yeah, we are into that. That's a little bit philosophical, but it's also quite recorded.
It may not be philosophical, Steve. It may be total fact.
All right, Kerry. I'm going to get a hit with a stick if I don't turn this off. So anyway, it's cheers from us. Cheers from offthegridnoz.com. Cheers from Central Victoria, from the Highlands. Hope you had a good one. Like I said, hope it was productive. Stay positive. Keep that energy up. Keep the questions coming. Don't be scared to ask it, all right? Say you cop a whipping from someone. Big deal. That's what life's all about. All this bullshit, this social bullshit, political bullshit, faceplant bullshit. Well, I think I said bullshit 3 times then. But we're not there, right? We're a little bit better than that. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll catch you on the next one. Remember, look at your budget. Look at your batteries. If you get a good battery bank up, I'm only repeating myself just because not because I like hearing the sound of my voice. Although sometimes I do like hearing the sound of my voice. I was joking. Look at your budget. Buy the best battery bank if it comes along cheap. Stick them in storage, do whatever you have to. Only buy a few panels, but match your panels to your battery bank. Count the hours, count the batteries, count the voltage, count the amp hours in the batteries, count the panels up, multiply it by 5 amps per panel. Do the math, simple math. If you can't remember what I just said, watch the other bloody video. Anyway, it's a good day. I'll end it with a real nice flary sunset. Oh, look at that. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. That's about the 3rd time I've said that. Don't you love that repetition? Bye.